Hello, welcome back to That's English.
Hello again. Today we're going to talk about environmental issues.
We're collecting plastic bottle tops for a charity which sells them for recycling.
Plastic bottle tops are made of a different type of plastic from the plastic bottles.
Local councils don't recycle the bottle tops, and a lot of plastic goes into our oceans and is really dangerous for the wildlife.
If plastic is recycled, there will be less pollution in our oceans.
Now, in today's episode, we're going to meet Jake, who is very worried about the environment.
Jake lives with his mum, Pippa, and they often have arguments.
Yes, and that's because Jake thinks his mum doesn't care about the environment.
Here's our question. Why does Pippa want to go to Greece?
I'm sorry, Pippa. I was just organising the recycling. Coffee?
Oh, yes, please.
How are you? You look a bit stressed.
Well, it's difficult sometimes living with my son, Jake. We keep arguing.
Oh, Jake's a lovely boy.
Yes, I know. But he's obsessed with environmental issues. He thinks he can save the planet.
Well, the environment is important.
Of course it is, but he thinks I don't care about it. He started complaining before breakfast this morning. Morning, Jake.
Mum, did you have a bath this morning?
I might have done. Why?
It's such a waste of water. Why didn't you have a shower? It's much more eco-friendly.
I know, Jake. I could have had a shower, but a bath is so relaxing.
You should have thought about the environment. You just don't care about it, do you?
I do care, but at the moment I have more important things to think about. I hope you find a job soon, Jake.
Well, I've applied to a couple of environmental agencies, but haven't had a reply yet.
Why don't you check your email? They might have written this morning. And what about a job at the council?
I could never work for the council.
Why not?
I don't agree with their environmental policy. They're going to cut down the trees on North Road. I should have organised a protest. Trees are important for the environment.
Yes, but they may have had a good reason for that. Perhaps the trees have a disease. Jake, you'll get paint on the carpet.
Sorry, I should have painted it outside. I am being careful, though. What have you bought?
Oh, just a few things for my holiday.
Mum, do you have to go to Greece for your holiday?
No, I don't have to go to Greece. I could have gone to Spain or to Italy, but I've never been to Greece.
You know what I mean, Mum. Carbon dioxide emissions from aeroplanes have almost doubled in the last 20 years.
Well, it won't make any difference if I fly to Greece.
And you could have booked a holiday in England.
And you could have washed your dirty dishes last night. Are you saving water? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have shouted. I'm pleased that you care about the environment. You're right, it is important.
And you're right. I shouldn't have left the dishes. I should have done the washing up.
Jake really wants to save the planet, doesn't he?
Yes, and he wants his mum to be more eco-friendly too.
Did you find the answer to the question?
Why does Pippa want to go to Greece?
No, I don't have to go to Greece. I could have gone to Spain or to Italy, but I've never been to Greece.
The answer is because she's never been to Greece.
Yes, Pippa wants to go somewhere she's never been before.
In the video, we saw people expressing possibility in the past. Watch.
Yes, but they may have had a good reason for that. Perhaps the trees have a disease. Why don't you check your email? They might have written this morning. I know, Jake, I could have had a shower, but a bath is so relaxing.
We use may have, might have, or could have with the past participle to talk about possibility in the past.
I could have come to work by train this morning. It's more eco-friendly.
I can't find my reading glasses. I might have lost them.
Or you may have left them at home. You've done that before.
In the video, we also heard people expressing regret.
They're going to cut down the trees on North Road. I should have organised a protest. Sorry, I should have painted it outside. I am being careful though, and you're right. I shouldn't have left the dishes. I should have done the washing up.
We can use should have and the past participle to express regret. Excuse me, I'm very tired. I should have gone to bed earlier last night.
Oof, and I ate too much at lunchtime. I shouldn't have had dessert.
We also use should have and could have to express disapproval. Watch.
You should have thought about the environment. You just don't care about it, do you? And you could have booked a holiday in England.
And you could have washed your dirty dishes last night. Are you saving water?
By the way, Ashley, I saw you throw some paper away this morning. You shouldn't have thrown it away. You should have recycled it.
You're right. Sorry.
In fact, you could have reused it as scrap paper.
Yes. Don't forget the 3 R's. Reuse, reduce, recycle.
Anyway, let's find out how Jake's protest went.
And if he had any luck with finding a job.
While you watch, try to answer this question. What are the consequences of pollution from cars, according to Pippa?
I'm worried about Jake's future. It's getting harder and harder to find a job.
How old is he now?
22. He should have gone to university. He's more intelligent than he thinks he is. He could have done a degree in environmental studies.
Yes, I'm sure that's a very useful degree to get these days.
He's always protesting about environmental issues. I'm very concerned that he might get into trouble with the police.
It's not illegal to protest, you know.
No, I know, but he's so obsessed with it. He gets angry if I have a bath or travel by plane.
Well, tell him you're selling the car and see how he likes that.
Not a bad idea.
Stop the council, save our trees. Stop the council, save our trees. Stop the council, save our trees. Excuse me, will you sign our petition? We want to save these trees.
No, thanks. I'm not interested.
The council want to cut down the trees to make the road wider. Aren't you worried about that?
Not at all. The wider the better, that's what I say. My biggest worry is the traffic. A wider road would mean fewer traffic jams.
Don't you care about these beautiful trees?
I'm concerned about traffic conditions, not trees.
Aren't you afraid of global warming and what's happening to the ozone layer?
Global warming. They say temperatures are getting higher and higher. I'm not worried about the heat. I like the heat.
Hi, how are you today? Do you know that the council are going to cut down these trees to make the road wider?
Really?
Mum, I've got an interview for a really interesting job in conservation next week.
That's wonderful news. Where's the interview?
It's an organisation near Bristol.
Oh, dear. If this had happened yesterday, I could have driven you there. Unfortunately, I sold the car yesterday.
What?
I thought you'd be pleased. We'll use public transport instead.
But Mum, we need a car.
Petrol has been getting more and more expensive, and pollution from cars causes the greenhouse effect and acid rain. Remember?
Yeah, but how will I get to the interview? Mum, you haven't sold the car. You've still got the keys.
But you never know. I might do.
That was a good trick Jake's mum played, pretending she had sold the car.
Yes, Jake seemed quite worried, didn't he? So, did you get the answer to our question? What are the consequences of pollution from cars, according to Pippa?
Petrol has been getting more and more expensive, and pollution from cars causes the greenhouse effect and acid rain. Remember?
So, the answer is the greenhouse effect and acid rain.
I think Jake should have used public transport to go to the interview. It's much more environmentally friendly.
In the video, we heard Pippa talking about the price of petrol, which keeps going up.
Petrol has been getting more and more expensive.
La gasolina es cada vez más cara.
But, unfortunately, public transport is getting more and more expensive too.
Notice that we repeat comparatives to express continuing change. Here are some more examples.
Global warming. They say temperatures are getting higher and higher.
I'm worried about Jake's future. It's getting harder and harder to find a job.
We also heard people expressing worry.
My biggest worry is the traffic. I'm concerned about traffic conditions, not trees.
Aren't you afraid of global warming and what's happening to the ozone layer?
I'm not worried about the heat. I like the heat.
To express worry, we can use my worry is, I'm worried about, I'm concerned about, and I'm afraid of.
Are you concerned about the environment, Annabelle?
I am. I'm very worried about the pollution of our oceans.
My biggest worry is that a lot of people don't recycle.
Where I live, there aren't many recycling facilities. I'll have to start protesting like Jake.
Yeah. Now, it's time to see what the people in the streets think about their local environment. We asked them this question.
Has your local environment improved in the last 5 years?
Yes, there's been a lot of development in the residential areas.
Not for the better, I would say. There's not the money put into it, I suppose. So the good things about the environment have just, been neglected, I think.
I think they've put money into parks for children's parks and more, like skateboard areas and things like that. Because I work with children, so there's been quite a bit with the lottery fund.
No, I don't think so. I think where I live there are actually more cars on the streets. There are fewer green places. They're building more houses and more shops. So I think, no, I don't think it has.
I think there's a bigger emphasis on recycling. Actually, where I live at university in Nottingham, it's much better than where I live in London. In London, there's still no recycling collection, so you have to take it yourself, and I think some people can't be bothered to do that, so it's a bit of a shame.
I think it depends very much on where you live.
Yes, one person said there were more cars and fewer green areas where he lived.
And somebody else thought that in London they could still improve the recycling collection.
Yes, some local councils do more than others to improve the environment.
Well, that's all for today. See you in our next programme.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.